Yes, my name is Mark. I'm mostly in the pup community known as Pup Wolvi, Wolvi, and I am from St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, so with your name Pup Wolvi, does that you were associated with wolves or?
Yes, the name Pup Wolvi is halfway the word wolf, and it's also another word ovi, and it's basically having to do the word ovi itself having to do with oneness with myself, and as well as oneness with everything around me.
Do you feel a connection with so like it sounds like a grounding perhaps? Or?
Yes, like a grounding with, I would say everything, like a grounding with the universe and my personal existence in it.
And how did you come to that space? Is it something that you've always had, or was it something that you had to work on to become that grounded person?
It was something. It was definitely something I had to work on. Like, I knew I had it, but it was also other things about it that needed to be worked on for me to become as grounded as I am now, and especially as a pup.
So, did human pup play help you to practice that, or did it give that to you? What's the connection between that and your pup self?
It allowed me to just sit and really, really think about myself and take a look at myself and how I could be better and how I can evolve myself personally.
And has human pup play offered that to you?
Yes, on many different levels, really.
Can you explain that?
There's times where I would say moments that I would have. How could I explain this? Hard to explain, actually. Um, I say moments throughout my life outside of puppy play that made me really look and examine myself, who I am, and how much better I could be. And not only did I start thinking about that in my life period outside of puppy play, but within puppy play as well. So I guess in a way to sort of bring balance between both the two.
So, what would you say that pup play gives to you?
It gives me, I would say, a connection to who I truly am as far as my existence in this universe. And yeah.
So, do you feel that there is? What's your connection for your pup self and the universe? If there is one, how would you explain it?
The most accurate way to explain it would probably be more of a spiritual connection with the universe. And that spiritual connection with the universe is the part that keeps myself as a pup grounded. And outside of puppy play, it can keep me grounded also. So it's like that spiritual connection connects to all of me.
And do you think that spiritual connection is through the wolf self, or?
Yes, definitely through the wolf self, and especially in being able through puppy play to be able to express it. It's like it's my connection to the universe and expressed through me, through my wolf self.
Would you do you find that your pup persona or your pup self spills over into your day-to-day life?
Not really often. I say sometimes I do, because just based on my personal characteristics and personality, sometimes I do naturally, I believe, come off pup-like, even outside of pup play, and acting as just a normal human being.
Would you say there's much of a difference between Mark and Pup Wolvi?
Not much of a difference.
What if
Not
there were
much of
differences?
difference.
What would they be?
As a pup, I'm a bit more expressive because usually I could be a pretty introverted person and maybe shy most of the time. And with my pup self, I feel like I'm a bit more openly expressive, and I feel like I could put myself out there a bit more.
Is that because you are able to get into like your pup self is a bit more expressive and a bit more open, or is it partly the hood, or is it partly the people that you're with, or what would you say?
Yeah, I suppose it's partly the gear. I mean, I could be my pup self without the gear. I have been my pup self without the gear. But I do think the gear helps. Sort of me getting into that zone and headspace.
I noticed you've got your hood here, and it's one of the red, like it's a red neoprene hood.
Yes.
What guided you towards that?
I was on I was actually at IML last year, 2016, and I known about these Mr. S leather pup hoods, and I've always wanted one of these because I feel like it's a way for me to express my pup self, I guess you would say, not just characteristic wise, but girl wise, in a more outwardly expressive way than just acting as a pup. I guess you would say, sort of emphasizing it.
So it sort of brings out more, it takes away the human side and
Yes.
gives you a more
Yes.
forward-facing pup
Exactly.
look. Okay. Now, you mentioned that you were from St. Louis.
Yes, St. Louis.
Can you tell me what's the pup scene like there?
The pup scene in St. Louis is a pretty good scene. I mean, it just recently, before coming here to Claw, as a matter of fact, I just recently went to a puppy movie night outing in one of my pup friends' places, and it was really, really fun. And in St. Louis, because everybody has their own lives and things like that, sometimes it might be difficult to bring people together. And sometimes, because like I said, everybody has their own life, but when we can, we really do, and we all really get along. And I'm glad that I was in St. Louis when being introduced to puppy play, because the person that introduced me to puppy play, Pup Wolvi, was the one who sort of guided me getting started and helped point me in the right direction.
What sort of so what was your introduction to pup play? How did you know that was for you, and then find something?
Okay. That was actually during it was like a combination puppy leather fundraiser event, and there was a puppy march that was starting to happen like after the event later on that night. And I did my first puppy play during the march. I was a bit nervous at first, but somebody was there to help me and really teach me and show me. And that helped me get comfortable, and throughout the night I just let myself go and I enjoyed it. And I had so much fun with it where after that I knew right then I was a pup. At first it was like I thought I was, but I wasn't exactly sure. But after that, it was like I discovered that this is really me, and it's just who I am, and I enjoy it.
Okay. Are there any challenges within the pup scene in your local area?
Yes. I would say some challenges may be just having time to really get together and be one as a pup community, because Everybody has their own thing. Everybody has these different times to do other things in their lives besides puppy play. So it's just mainly timing. Timing to do things.
It seems that there's a lot of events in the United States as well. I see some pups who seem to be going to a different event every week. Do you think that is there almost a puppy circuit, or is there that, or do you think that people tend to stick to local areas and go to closer events, but maybe big events like a claw or something like that they'll go to?
I think that one is specifically dependent on the people or persons involved, because you have some people who probably do prefer to stay local, not because they don't necessarily want to travel and go to other places, but just at the moment that they might not be able to. I know me personally, I've always wanted to travel and go to these different big events and other things like that, because I feel like it's all a part of the pup community. And I guess I just want to learn as much as possible. So doing the traveling that I've been doing has been really helpful in my own personal growth.
Now, is this your first claw?
Yes, definitely. I'm a claw virgin.
Claw virgin? Well, that won't last. What are your expectations? What are your, I suppose, what are you expecting and what are you hoping for?
For claw, I'm hoping with this experience, I'm hoping to get to know more people and to maybe, who knows, hear a bunch of other different perspectives about puppy play even. Because I feel like you don't only learn from your perspective, you learn from everybody else's also. So it only makes sense for me personally to try to learn other people's perspectives as well.
Absolutely. And that's what's good, is you've got people coming from literally all over the world to,
exactly.
to share their perspectives. If you could, say, talk to your younger pup self, like, how long have you been a pup?
4 years.
4 years?
Yes.
Okay. So if you were to look back at you, at Pup Wolvi 4 years ago, what are 3 things that you would say to your younger pup self that you kind of wish you would have known back then?
I would say to be a bit more open and I wouldn't say a bit more honest, because I feel like I have been honest the whole time, but a bit more expressive and maybe not be so shy about entering into this community, because honestly, on a personal level, even though it does have its imperfections, it is a very accepting community, and that's what I love about it. That it's accepting, and I gotten a lot of love out of this community. And I would say that discovering puppy play pretty much changed my perspective on life in general. And I don't know if I would have the perspective about life that I would have now had it not been for puppy play.
What change was that?
I guess you would say, most people live their lives on a day-to-day basis, expecting to have the end result of their life to be the same thing, like house, wife, kids, other things like that. And I feel like this changed my perspective about when I get to the end of my life, will I have truly say that I lived my life in the most authentic way possible. And I want to be able to say that I have. And I feel like I'm doing it now. Then had I not known about puppy play in the first place.
That's good. For any young pups starting, would you have any suggestions for them?
I would say learn as much as possible, definitely. Whether if you go into it with it going into it through experience or just simply learning about it beforehand before going out into it. I would say definitely find somebody you think that's the right person that would be able to help you, guide you in the direction that you want to go once you decide what that is. And even before you decide exactly where you want to go with Puppy Place, just try to learn, find somebody that will be able to really teach you enough about it to where you feel comfortable moving forward.
Sounds really good. Is there anything you'd like to sort of tell the world in wrap up, or?
No, not really.
Yeah, that's all good. That's fantastic. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Yay.